Ever wanted to start your own podcast but wasn't sure where to start? Well, you stopped at the right place. So let's connect. Well, hello again, everybody, and thank you for stopping by the Capers Business Ventures Connect. I'm your host, Mel Capers, and I'm so excited that you stopped by today to visit with me or invite me into your room. I'm here today with the Breaking Margins group, and we're going to be talking about how to launch your podcast. This is going to be a 15-minute training session of some of the things that you'll need to know to get going with your podcast. And then from that point on, we'll have some question and answers, and we'll get you ready to launch yourself to a new level. We are so happy you stopped by. We're the Capers Business Ventures Connect. Well, that's how it starts, and it starts pretty much like that. And I'm really happy that I was asked to do a little training session on putting together a podcast. And I must say that I am very much into podcasts. And I think you can tell by how I get involved with it. And I really enjoy it. And I think you can too. You also want to believe that you can use a podcast if you're not a blogger or a vlogger or a newsletter person. But using a podcast, you can be a little bit more intimate with your clients and your potential clients, and having folks like Barbara and Dwan and Brian and others who have agreed to do the podcast with me. Having you on with my podcast makes me feel comfortable because I know you. And secondly, I want you to have a lot of fun doing it. And it's all about having fun. It's also about getting your message across to your clients and your potential clients, because you want to be one who connects with your customers all the time. You want to use this podcast platform where it would help you connect with your customer and your clients and make yourself available when you use podcasts. So what are we doing with the training? For the next 15 minutes, we're going to be sharing some things with you that I think are important in launching a podcast. After about 15 minutes of watching this recording, some of the other things I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring a live guy on with a different shirt. He might look like me. He's going to answer some of the questions you may have. What I ask you, though, is that you take the time and write down notes, and especially the hyperlinks that you'll see on the training video, and save the real questions afterwards so the live guy will be able to have a dialogue with you. So here's what I want you to get out of this training. What I want you to get out of this training is I want you to have an idea of what it takes to prepare yourself to launch your podcast. It is your podcast, but it's some prerequisites for preparing to launch your podcast. Those things are not as complex as some of the things we did in Breaking Margins, like getting an EIN number or registering for SAMS or registering a DBA. So podcasts can be very easy, and there are some technical parts to it, but you won't get bogged down too much in it because we're not going to talk too much about it today. But once you have your podcast together and you have a template together and your ideas together, you can actually use that template and your ideas each and every episode that you record. How long you want your episodes to be is up to you. When you want to publish it, it's up to you. Where you want to publish it is up to you, be it Apple Podcasts, Google, Stitcher, Spotify. It's up to you. So you're in control of your podcast. And the one thing you should be sure of is that you should be having fun. If you feel like you're overworked by doing a podcast, then maybe this isn't something for you. So we'll take a look at a few topics here. And for the next 13, 12 minutes or so, we'll talk about those things real quickly. And the live guy will come on and he'll interact with you and have open dialogue with you. So here are some of the things that we're going to talk about the next few minutes. The bottom line is have fun. Do your podcast. Do a 15-minute podcast, and I tell you, the time will go by quickly. See how you like it. Make sure you have the right equipment. Record it, and when you hear it on Apple Podcasts, and I got to tell you this, the fun thing for me is to walk over to Alexa and say, Alexa, play the Capers Business Ventures Connect podcast. And she says, I don't know that one. I hate when she does that. But there you have it. That's how you put it all together. I'm going to turn it over now to the guy in the other shirt who kind of looks like me. And he's going to be able to answer some of your questions that you may have. I'm sorry that I went over 15 minutes, but if I told you that I was going to be 30 minutes, you probably would say, I don't think I want this training. But here it is. It'll be here for you. You can use it however you want to. Please go to the hyperlinks and please check my podcast out at Capers Business Ventures Connect. And I would love for you to subscribe to it and just be one of my subscribers and my supporters. And I will always keep you close to my heart like I keep my mouth close to the microphone. Thank you, everybody. See you later.